All right, so today we're going to be looking at a few examples going over our solving multi-step equations. Okay, so that's going to be our goal today. Make sure if you have any questions, you're hitting pause, you're asking me so I can help you out with those. So looking at number 1, we have negative 3x plus 3 equals negative 9. This is really a problem that we did yesterday. Okay, so we're just getting a little bit of review in before we get started. So we have negative 3x plus 3 equals negative 9. This is a two-step equation, so we need to start from the outside and work our way towards the variable. Okay, so we're going to start by getting rid of this plus 3. Okay, since it's a plus 3, we have to do the opposite of adding 3. Okay, so we're going to do the inverse of that, and we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. So we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. When I do that, these cancel out, which is great. That's what we wanted. So I have negative 3x equals negative 9 minus 3. We're already negative and we're subtracting more, so it's going to give us negative 12. From here, we're going to divide out the negative 3. And we'll get x is equal to negative 12 divided by a negative 3. The negatives cancel each other out, and I'll have a positive 4. So our answer for this one is a positive 4. All right. If you have questions about those, just let me know. Okay, so I can go through a few more with you, but if not, we're going to skip 2 and 3 because that's really just a little bit more review, and I want to save you guys a little bit of time. So we're not going to worry about 2 and 3 today. All right, so looking at number 4. 4, I have 4 plus 2x minus 3 equals 7. So for this, notice that we have a 4 and a negative 3. Anytime you have two numbers like that on the same side, you have to combine your like terms. So we're going to go ahead and combine those. 4 minus 3 gives me 1 plus 2x is equal to 7. Now it's just like the problems that we did yesterday. Okay, so now we need to start from the outside and work our way towards the variable. So we need to get rid of this 1 first. So we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. The 1's will cancel, and I'll have 2x is equal to 7 minus 1 gives me 6. Now we're almost finished. We need to get rid of this 2 here. The 2 and the x are being multiplied. So we're going to divide out the 2. And I'll get x is equal to 3. All right, remember, if you think I'm writing too fast, go ahead and hit pause. Okay, ask me a few questions if you need to. On to number 5. We have 8y plus 3 minus 2y is equal to 9. So notice on this one is a little different because we have two variables on this side of the equal sign. Anytime we have multiple variables, we need to combine our like terms. So we are going to combine, switch to the pen, there we go. We're going to add both of these together. Anytime we're combining like terms, we're really just adding. So 8 plus a negative 2, see it's got that negative in front, so really like 8 minus 2 is going to give me 6y. Plus 3 is equal to 9. So anytime you have multiple variables, you got to combine those, add like terms. Now it just turns into like one of the problems we did on the last set of notes. Okay, so now we just need to get the y all by itself. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Those will cancel out. And I'll have 6y is equal to 9 minus 3 gives me 6. From here, I need to divide out the 6 because that 6 and the y are still being multiplied, so I need to divide out the 6. That'll cancel, and I'll have y is equal to 6 divided by 6 gives me a 1. And so my final answer is going to be a 1. All right, looking at number 6. Number 6, we have 15 plus 5 minus 2y equals 30. This one is just like number 4. Okay, see how we have two numbers on the same side of the equal sign. Anytime that happens, we need to just combine our like terms. We're going to add them together. So when I do that, 15 plus 5 gives me 20 minus 2y, which is equal to 30. From here, this turns into one of the problems that we worked on our last set of notes. We start from the outside and work our way towards the y. Okay, so we need to get rid of this 20 first. It's a positive 20, so we're going to subtract 20 from both sides. That'll cancel out, and I'll have negative 2y is equal to 30 minus 20 gives me 10. So now that negative 2 is still with a y, and we need to get rid of it. So we're going to divide both sides by a negative 2. And that'll give me y is equal to 10 divided by negative 2 gives me a negative 5. All right. If you have any questions about those ones, please let me know. Okay, so now we're going to look at number 7. So if you look at number 7, we have negative 6 times 2y minus 3 minus 9 is equal to negative 15. Remember, anytime we have a set of parentheses, okay, like these right here, anytime we have sets of parentheses, the very first thing we always have to do is distribute. You have to start with distributing. So we're going to distribute that negative 6 to everything inside of the parentheses. So negative 6 times 2, remember that we're just multiplying. This is fancy multiplication. Negative 6 times 2 gives me negative 12y. Negative 6 times negative 3 gives me plus 18. And then I just bring down the rest of the problem. So minus 9 is equal to negative 15. Now we have a lot of numbers on the left side of the equal sign. So since we have lots of numbers over there, we need to combine our like terms. We got to combine some like terms. So the negative 12 just goes down. 18 minus 9 gives me negative 9. Not negative 9. Sorry, guys. 18 minus 9 gives me a positive 9, which is equal to negative 15. Now we can just treat this like a problem we did on our last set of notes where we got to get that y all by itself. So we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. I'll get negative 12y is equal to negative 15 minus 9 gives me negative 24. Remember, if you have any questions about these, please make sure you're asking. Okay, hit pause, ask me a question before you move on. And then our very last step, that negative 12 is still with a y, so we need to divide it out. And I'll get y is equal to negative 24 divided by negative 12 gives us a positive 2. All right. Looking at number 8, we have 6p minus 3 times p minus 2 equals 21. For this one, we have this negative 3 in front of the parentheses. Remember, we have to include the negative. So we're going to distribute that to everything on the inside. When we do that, we'll get 6p. Negative 3 times p gives me negative 3p. Negative 3 times negative 2 gives me plus 6 is equal to 21. All right, I want you to go ahead and try and finish that one on your own. Ask me questions if you need to, and then you can check your work with mine when you're finished. All right, so I hope you took the time to try that one out on your own. After we distributed, we needed to combine like terms. So we have 6p and a negative 3p. When we combine those, 6 minus 3 gives us 3. And then I just brought down the rest of the problem. Now we need to subtract 6 to the other side. When we do that, these will cancel. And then I have 3p is equal to 15. We're going to divide out the 3. And I'll get p is equal to 5 because 15 divided by 3 is 5. All right, if you have any questions about those, please let me know. If not, you can move on to your assignment.